The left has destroyed the traditional nuclear family. As a matter of fact, if you read the Black Lives Matter little manifesto, you know what they say? They say the traditional nuclear family is a sign of white supremacy. When I was born in 1961, the two-parent household in the black community was almost 77%. Today it's 24%. But see, those lives don't matter. The family doesn't matter. We have got to restore that sense of family. We've got to restore that sense of community. When you see your pastors, you got to tell your pastors, stop being a wimp, stop being a wussy, and stand up upon the Word of God and preach what the Word of God says, and stop worrying about what someone's going to do to them. They're supposed to be shepherds of the flock to protect you from the wolves that are out there. And ladies and gentlemen, you got to find your courage. You can't take a knee to tyranny. You can't lay down to the mob. I ain't washing nobody's feet, okay? I'll wash Jesus' feet, but I am not washing the feet of someone that believes that they're here to impose their sense of tyranny on me. There's not a single one of you out there that has ever owned a slave. And I've never been a slave. I'm only a slave to Jesus Christ. And to His will. And for anyone to be talking about you owe people for reparations and things of this nature, you don't owe people anything. This great land is a land of equality of opportunity. It says no matter where you are born, no matter where you come from, you can pursue your life, your liberty, and your pursuit of happiness. You can attain whatever you want in this great land. And when you think about it, outside of America, there's only one other place that fought for its own independence. And that's the place we call home, the Lone Star State of Texas.
Oh, yeah.
I met some folks earlier today. They said they moved down here from Illinois. And said now that they're inspired to get out here and fight. I want you to find every person that has moved here from California, Illinois, New York, New Jersey, wherever. And I want you to ask them a simple question. Why are you here? Why did you leave where you came from? Because we need them to understand that when you flee that tyranny, that despotism, that lack of economic prosperity and opportunity, and you come here to this incredible land, don't bring that mess into Texas. We're in an ideological civil war. Some people said, hey, why didn't you run for Congress and go back up there to be with my former colleague, Michael Burgess? Why didn't you run for Senate? Why are you running to be the chairman of the Republican Party of Texas? Because the fight for America is in Texas. It's not on Capitol Hill. The guns are sounding right here. And those of us that served in the military, we do one thing. We move to the sound of the guns. And I'm asking you to answer that call. To not go home and put cotton in your ears, but you charge. You find out where there's those issues. You find out where there's the struggles. And you go to that struggle. You go to that issue. And you don't back down. Our future is dependent upon it. Let me close by saying this. There's some times in life that you can be blessed with that opportunity to be able to make a difference. Some people can go, their entire lives and never face a trial, a tribulation, or a challenge. In Romans chapter 5, verses 3 through 5, it talks about how trials and tribulation produces perseverance. And perseverance produces character. And character produces hope. And that is not hope in man, but it is hope in something that is greater than that. What I want you to do is go out and find the trial. Go out and find the tribulation. A diamond is nothing but a lump of black rock until you put it through intense pressure and heat. Steel is not purified until you put it through pressure. In James chapter 1, it says, count it all joy when you come into trials and tribulations. Thomas Jefferson once said, in matters of style, swim with the current. But in matters of substance, stand like a rock.
That's right.
I'm asking you to go stand like a rock. I'm asking you to go out and face into the wind. I'm asking you to not be a summer soldier and a sunshine patriot. I'm asking you to be remembered years from now, like we remember the 183 that stood at the Alamo. Like we remember the men who in 18 minutes defeated Santa Anna at the Battle of San Jacinto. That's our legacy in Texas. Our legacy is not that we run away from a fight. Our legacy is that we run to a fight. And this is the fight that will define you and your mere existence for eternity. Leonidas and the brave Spartans, 490 BC at the Battle of Thermopylae. Leonidas knew they were going to be encircled and they were going to be killed, slaughtered to a man. He chose one Spartan warrior to send a message back to the city-state of Sparta. That message was, go tell the Spartans and strangers passing by that here, obedient to their laws, we lie. And a few thousand years later, a young 26-year-old man, when his garrison was encircled and he knew death was upon him, he wrote a letter. And he handed over to a young man by the name of Juan Seguin. And he asked him to deliver that letter to Sam Houston. That letter talked about no retreat and no surrender. That letter talked about his honor as a soldier and the honor of his nation that he was willing to die for. That letter was closed by those immortal words, victory or death. A 26-year-old by the name of William Barrett Travis. Will you step up to the challenge that all those who have gone before us have? Or will you be a failure and a disappointment to the history of the great state of Texas and these United States of America? But you know what? Something tells me that you ain't going to do that.
That's right.
Because if you were, you wouldn't be here right now. So God bless you all and thank you so much.